How you move in the first moments after waking is less about habit and more about setting the tone for everything that follows. That quiet hour before sunrise is more than just early. It's a chance to claim control before the noise begins. Why does how we start our mornings influence our long-term success and growth? Many see waking early as a simple routine, but it's really a choice pressed between comfort and courage. What feels like just another alarm can be the difference between drifting through the day and deliberately steering your life forward. The Dawn Duel: comfort versus growth. Have you ever noticed that split second when your alarm goes off long before the world stirs? I once stayed at a friend's cabin tucked inside the woods, where nothing but the occasional owl broke the silence. At 5 a.m., I watched him wrestle with that moment, the choice to sink back under the blankets or to haul himself up, pull on boots, and start the hike he'd been planning for months. There's a raw tension in that instant, a tug-of-war between the comfort of warmth and the call of something bigger. That moment is a showdown between two versions of yourself. One who whispers, "Stay, rest, enjoy the calm," and the other who insists, "Move, grow, make this day count." It's more than just a choice about physical action. It's the first message you send yourself about what matters most: your goals, your future, your grit. Getting out of bed early isn't just about discipline. It's a declaration. I'm willing to give up immediate ease to build something lasting. It's like that early train commute many dread. Every morning, riders decide whether to roll over and hit snooze or to face the cold platform and push through the grind. That decision sets the tone, regardless of how the rest of the ride goes. You're telling yourself, loud and clear, what you value when the world is still dark and quiet. But here's the question that keeps rolling around. Does every early start need the solitude of that silent cabin? Or can the noise of the world somehow fuel this internal duel? There's more to uncover about how solitude, or its absence, shapes this battle. The next step in understanding how mornings can unlock lasting growth. Morning solitude as a catalyst. But there's a showdown every morning that plays out in subtle, unseen ways. I once watched a man in his 60s, on his porch before the world stirred, sipping black coffee and scribbling notes in a journal. The street was silent, except for the occasional hum of a distant delivery truck. In those moments, it was as if two versions of him were sitting side by side, one desperate to pull the covers back over his head, the other reaching for a fresh start. This clash isn't just about getting out of bed. It's about what happens before the noise of emails, phone calls, and neighbors' lawnmowers crash in. That quiet stretch acts like a hidden engine, powering thought and intention. When the house is still and the usual distractions are paused, there's an opportunity to lay out the day's path with clear eyes. Priorities get sorted. Focus sharpens. It's a chance to draft your game plan, rather than just react to what's thrown at you. Think of it like sitting in the passenger seat of a car before the morning rush, tracing the route on a map. No traffic, no honking, just the calm space to plan the journey. Without that, you're navigating in chaos, responding to roadblocks instead of steering confidently. Yet, that internal tussle doesn't resolve itself once you open your eyes. Does simply waking up early make you master your day? Or is there a deeper conflict that shapes whether you harness that initial stillness or let it slip away? We'll dig into that puzzle next time, where the true battle isn't just the alarm clock, but the discipline behind the decision to rise. Discipline over alarm, the true battle. It's not the shrill ring of the alarm that trips us up. It's the soft, insidious pull of the warm bed, the siren call of just 5 more minutes. The real battle begins the moment your hand hovers over the snooze button. That split second is a crossroads, comfort or commitment. I once saw a man set his alarm for 4:30, not for work or workouts, but to write before the world stirred. Every morning, his room was a quiet island as the sun's glow crept up the hill outside. He didn't fight the noise. He fought the urge to stay under the blanket's weight. That struggle was familiar, a tug-of-war with himself, not the clock. He described it as the moment where discipline meant choosing to embrace discomfort for long-term gain. Solitude at this time offers more than silence. It provides a rare chance to hear your own thoughts unfiltered. This moment is a blank page before distractions spill in, a space to sketch out priorities, not react to demands. Like a lone camper who rises before the group to stoke the fire, this quiet stretch fuels the day ahead. But here's the catch. Discipline isn't an on-off switch flicked by motivation. It's wrestling with excuses disguised as logic. I'll feel better in 10 minutes, or I deserve this rest. These whispers are louder than any alarm. So how do you win this fight day after day? That's the question that hangs in the air, like the scent of coffee brewing just downstairs. Mastering mornings is more than waking early. It's about shaping the invisible habits that steer your life. And I'm holding back one piece about how these habits connect directly to success. What's that missing link? We'll get there next. Success as a product of consistent habits. Success begins with steady discipline, not sudden alarms. Imagine a pilot on the runway just before takeoff. He doesn't rush or fumble with distractions. Instead, he moves with quiet precision, checking every dial, confirming every step on his checklist. His preparation isn't about reacting to chaos. It's about orchestrating control and calm before the plane ascends. This process isn't unlike how success forms. It's rarely a spontaneous breakthrough or a lucky gust of wind. Instead, it's the cumulative effect of small, intentional actions repeated day after day. Like the pilot toggling switches that no one else sees, we quietly set our own routines, reviewing tasks, prioritizing goals, or taking moments to steady ourselves. These deliberate habits add layers of readiness that carry us through unpredictable challenges. Think about your drive to work. It's not the traffic or the destination that shapes your experience, but the steps leading up to that journey. The click of the door locking behind you, the smooth turn of the key in the ignition, the familiar feel of the steering wheel. Those gestures don't promise a perfect trip, but they create the framework that helps you navigate whatever comes next. Often, we chase after visible markers of success, but the real transformation lies in the foundation we build beneath the surface. Just as a pilot's checklist is the unseen structure supporting a safe flight, our daily routines shape our resilience, focus, and readiness. We're not handed this stability. We construct it. Still, what happens when circumstances demand a different approach? When the usual patterns no longer fit the shape of the challenge? The lessons from preparing before takeoff remind us that adaptability flows from a base of consistent effort. There's more to learn about crafting a steady course in shifting winds. The ripple effect of winning the morning. Consider your morning as the slow pour of water into a wide, quiet basin. Each small action before noon is more than just time passing. It's the gentle ripple that sets your day's current in motion. The real power lies not in sudden talent or sheer luck, but in the steady practice of sitting with unease, dismissing the whispers that urge delay, and consistently showing up for yourself. I remember a friend who had difficulty holding a job for years. He began waking a little earlier each day, not because morning was his natural rhythm, but because he made a promise to himself to be at his desk before the house stirred. It was tough at first. He resisted the comfort of his bed as if clinging to a familiar shoreline. But that persistence formed a flow. His days sharpened, choices became clearer. Within months, he moved from chaos to leading a team. He said to me, "Commitment smooths the path between dreams and reality." This isn't cliché. It's the foundation beneath every paycheck, genuinely earned. Every project crossing the finish line ahead of time. Every conversation embraced fully, rather than half ignored. Imagine your day as a carefully woven tapestry. The first thread you pull sets the pattern, determining whether the rest weaves together or unravels. This mindful action isn't a magical fix. It's a promise to shape the fabric of your life with intention. You're not just lining up tasks, you're crafting momentum with delicate care. The impact isn't flashy or immediate. It accumulates quietly, like colors deepening in sunlight, until suddenly you realize you're far beyond where you ever imagined. But what if that initial thread slips? When commitment frays and excuses take hold? That's the tension at the edge, a ripple that can either strengthen the weave or loosen it. And that's what we'll explore next. How we greet the morning often sets the tone for the chapters that follow. Those first quiet moments before the world stirs aren't just empty time. They're a tender invitation to shape the day and ultimately the life we want to lead. It's in this gentle pause where intention takes root, where the choices we make ripple outward into lasting growth. Just like a spine supports every movement, our early habits brace us for resilience and direction. Remember, the morning isn't merely a start, it's a quiet gateway to becoming who we aspire to be. If this reflection feels meaningful, consider exploring the original source of this perspective on how morning rituals unlock potential over a lifetime.